Chapter 2. Alright. Time to wake up. Oh man, we look even worse than before. You blink slowly and start to wake up. You don't know how long it's been since you first got sick, but your days seem endless now. What do? Check the time, look at your phone. I think if we look at our phone, we can check the time too. You check your phone and see you have a new message. It's Mom. Hey sweetie, don't forget we have a doctor's appointment at 1:30 today. I'll be by to pick you up at noon. Make sure you eat something. Okay. That's such a nice way of showing the state that we're in right now. I mean, it's just a simple cut on the option, but it says a lot. So I think we're gonna go back to sleep. Still feels like you've been hit by a truck. Nothing would feel better than slipping back into a temporary coma. You pull your covers back up to your chin and let yourself doze off. Ray, wake up. You wake up suddenly to the sound of your mom's voice. She's shaking you by the shoulders. She's shaking you by the shoulders and trying to get you up and out of bed. Ray, we're going to be late to the doctor's. Did you not see my text message? We're gonna do as she says. She's really concerned about us. Groggily, you pull a hoodie over your head and put on a pair of sweatpants, while Mom rushes you out the door and into the car. You fidget uneasily as the two of you wait for the doctor to appear. Mom said he's an ENT doctor, but you're not sure what it stands for. I think it stands for ear, nose, and throat. Based on the large picture of a cross-section of a head on the wall, you guess it stands for ear, nose, and throat. Yep, that's what it is. Mom got a referral from your primary care physician after he found out you had been congested and sick a couple of times. I don't know why we're even here. 10 more minutes go by. Hello, I'm Dr. Clark. Hey, how you doing, man? Mom goes over the same spiel that she gave Dr. Harris. He listens and nods occasionally as he inspects you for normal checkup procedures. Well, her ears and throat look fine. I'll need to take a closer look up her nose. He pulls out a long, thin device. It looks like a stick. He says it's a camera, and to your great discomfort, he shoves it up your nose. Oh, that's not good. Nope. Not really seeing anything here. He moves the stick around. It hurts a little, but it's mostly just weird. I bet it is. I don't want someone poking something up my nose. He leans back in his chair, finally finished. You know what I think? I think she's a teenager. She had a cold and now she's milking it for all that she can. That's not very nice, Dr. Clark. Her chart says she's on antidepressants already, so there's not much else I can do. Look, kid, you just have to suck it up and go to school, even if you're sick. You know, when I was a kid, I got the chicken pox and I still went to school. He rambles on for a bit as you zone out. Mom stares at him in silence, but you can tell that she's carefully holding back her words. When he finishes his lecture, she calmly stands and walks out of the room. Not even a word to Dr. Clark. You shuffle out after her. I think that was the best response. How dare he blame us? Such false accusations. You make a brief stop in the waiting room while Mom takes care of the copay. Then you both head home, none the wiser than when you came. Several days later. Oh, we're still sick. It's the weekend after your appointment. You're resting in bed when your phone vibrates. It's a text from Sadie. Dude, we start new projects in art class tomorrow. What's something awesome you could put on your wall? Oh, that's nice. That's so sweet. Plus, you would be lying if you said you hadn't been asking for some art from her for a while. Let's go with that, since we left the show apparently. You hit send and before you know it, there's a response. You got it, Captain. Just make sure you get back to school at some point to pick it up. Yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later, if you have anything to say about it. You hear Mom calling for you from the kitchen. You pocket your cell phone and get out of bed. Coming! Ah, look who came and called. Yeah, about that. What could you possibly want this early on a Sunday? Ray, it's 2 p.m. Oh, I need to bring a dish to the potluck at work tomorrow. Since you've spent the last few days in your room, I figured you might want to help. I don't know, I'm still tired, Mom. Mom sighs heavily. Alright, just help me choose something people will actually eat. What should Mom make? Let's go with a salad. Well, the quinoa has been sitting on the shelf for a while. Just because your father hated that stuff doesn't mean it deserves to rot in purgatory. Grab some tomatoes and onions from the fridge, will you? Mom! Hey, it was worth a shot. You and Mom giggle as she turns back to the fridge. She just wants us to exercise a little bit. He wants what's best for us. Alright, so we're back with a new doctor. You and Mom have another doctor's appointment. This whole process is starting to seem like a cycle of missing school and getting nowhere. But you guess finding an answer is worth it. Apparently there's a chance that this whole energy issue is a problem with your heart. So you're in to see a cardiologist today. The doctor listens to your heartbeat and your breath. Dr. Edwards, alright? He seems alright, but let's do a cardiogram and a heart ultrasound, just to make sure. Okay, let's do all that. You lie down on a table. The tech attaches 20 different electrodes to your head and your chest for the cardiogram. You lie there and feel like a potato battery. After a few minutes, you're ushered into another room for the ultrasound. You take your shirt off and the tech pushes down on your chest with a device covered in cold gel. She keeps looking for different angles and it hurts your ribs. You wince at the pressure and squeeze your eyes shut, trying to go somewhere else in your mind. You see your heart show up on the black and white monitor. It seems small. The nurse examines it. I hope nothing's wrong with our heart. Well, you have a teeny tiny heart murmur, but it's really small. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Definitely not the issue here. Great. Another dead end. Phone lights up. There's a reminder in your calendar. Find monologue for fall play auditions. Damn, you really want to try out for the lead, but you haven't had the time or energy to prepare anything. Maybe you'll feel better by next week and can find something in time. There's also a text from Sadie. You, me, Super Space Sailors Marathon this weekend. We can finish the whole season if we watch non-stop for 24 hours. That would be so much fun, but you know that you just don't have the energy to get to Sadie's place, let alone stay up with her for hours on end. Rain check, Sadie's. You send the text and tuck your phone away, staring out the car window. These doctor's appointments are wearing you down. You're not sure if it's even worth it anymore, but you still wish you had an answer. You keep searching. Alright, so we've already been to like 2, or was it 3 doctors? I don't know, I'm not sure. What if we say no? Does trying even matter anymore? You decide to tell Mom that you want to take a break from the doctor visits when you get home. Several weeks later. You look kind of better. We don't have those bags under our eyes. You wake up and find yourself in your room. Everything seems kind of peaceful. Weird. You glance at the clock. 8:48? This does not bode well for your 9 o'clock class. Mom? There's no response. She must have already left for work. You grab the nearest articles of clothing and sprint into the bathroom. Maybe if you hurry, you won't be that late. Arriving in class a solid 25 minutes late, you slam your backpack down and pull out your notes. The rush of adrenaline from booking it to school has got you wired. As fast as you can, you start scribbling down the notes on the whiteboard. Okay, adjectives, noun modifiers, they describe a noun. Adverb, adjective, verb, or other adverb modifiers. Examples include. I think we just fell asleep, didn't we? Ray? Huh, Sadie? Dude, it's time for PE. Wait, what? Oh god. Did you fall asleep? Yeah. Can I borrow your notes? I mean, sure, but you seem like you made good progress already. What? You look at the notebook in front of you, and sure enough, there are lines of notes written in on the pages. Barely legible, but still there. Whoa, did I write these in my sleep? Oh my gosh, that is like a superpower. I would kill to be able to do that. You're not sure how you feel about that statement, but you brush it off. Since you woke up, you're feeling surprisingly refreshed. Alright, I hope we're all healed up now. As weird as the nap was, it gives you enough of a boost to make it through the rest of the school day. That's good. When you get home, you tell mom about the sleep note-taking incident. She looks concerned. I know you don't want to, but maybe we should try visiting another doctor. This doesn't seem like a good sign. I don't know, man. We've been to enough doctors already. Several weeks later. Do we feel any better? Oh, we're sick again. It's midday. You can tell the minute you open your eyes from the sun shining through the window you've not been to school any day this week or last week. You don't even want to think about all the makeup assignments that you're going to have when you finally go back, if you ever go back. Sometimes it feels like the sickness will last forever. I hope not. Rolling out of bed, you see your cello across the room. It's been a while since you played, but nothing would make you happier. You grab your backpack and take out the sheet music your orchestra director sent you. No time like the present, an hour of practice will help keep up with the rest of them when I get to rehearsal again. Okay? Let's practice it. You take out your cello from its case and pick up your bow, prepping for the start of the piece. To play, but before long your arm position on the cello weighs you down. Your muscles ache from moving the bow back and forth. You look to the clock. Only 20 minutes in? I never feel tired after only this long. You set your cello back in its case and take a break. You don't know why you thought you could actually practice normally, especially given how you've been feeling lately. You look down at your hands. This isn't right. I shouldn't be getting worn out this fast. Maybe I should ask Mom to take me to another doctor. Alright, just one. Let's just go to one doctor. Because I don't want to mess up her health, because I think our decisions do matter, because there are a couple of different endings in this game. You're going to see a blood doctor today. You didn't know that there were doctors that just studied blood. You're ready for another run-of-the-mill experience similar to the ones you've had before. Ray Kim? You're not, but the doctor doesn't even lift her gaze from the file in her hands. She lifts her eyes over her rectangular glasses to get a better look at you. She looks back down at the file with her notes, then back at you, and then back down. I think it might be Lyme disease. It's pretty rare, and I'm not sure if you've been in an area with ticks, but it's worth checking out. I'll order a blood test. You're almost taken aback by the efficiency of the appointment. She didn't even touch you or come close enough to get a good look at you. Maybe she was just that good. or just that bad. Your phone lights up. It's a text from your orchestra conductor. Regretfully, you have been cut from the upcoming recital for not attending enough rehearsals. Oh, that's sad. You feel tears sting at your eyes as you put your phone away. There's also a text from Sadie. Hey. Hey. Can't talk. You send the text, tuck your phone away, and stare out the window. You try not to think about how much you wish you could play in that recital. Today was a complete bust. I think we've had enough of the doctor visits. You're done. No more doctors. No more misplaced hope. You're going to live your life on your own terms. Several weeks later. Auditions for the school play are tomorrow. You haven't had much time to prepare, but there are some monologues you still have memorized. From last time. What play do you want to use? Let's go with Romeo and Juliet. Nice. You pull out the script and start flipping through it until you find a chunk of text that works for this audition. Then you get to work. Hours later, you lay back on your bed, having memorized and practiced your audition to your heart's content. You proudly set your alarm and climb into bed, ready for tomorrow. I have a feeling we're not gonna be waking up in time. Gonna miss the alarm? Probably. Ray? Your eyes open to find your cheek sitting in your breakfast. Huh? What happened? Well, I'm not an expert, but I believe you fell asleep in your breakfast. We look terrible, by the way. You rise out of your chair and wipe some of your breakfast off your face. Mom is watching you carefully, even walking to the sink tires you out. You lean against the counter and try to rub some of the sleep from your eyes. Honey, I really don't think you should be going to school today. Auditions. I know, it's your choice. She's right. You know she's right. But it doesn't make it hurt any less. You can barely function this morning. There's no way you're gonna make it to this afternoon. Okay. Poor girl. Several weeks later. You had no idea there were so many types of specialists for doctors. But here you are, and somehow you've made your way to an infectious disease. How do you pronounce that? Infectious disease doctor. Mom launches into the same spiel as before. This doctor doesn't even have the decency to talk to your face. She talks over your head directly to Mom, showing her a series of laminated sheets with charts and graphs on them. Rude. Mom notices your sour expression. So Ray, what do you think of all this? Dr. Lee, as it says on her coat, turns and gives you an obviously forced smile. You don't have to worry about the fine details. I'm sure they'll go over her head anyway. You sit there, taken aback as Dr. Lee turns back to Mom. Excuse me? I may be a kid, but I'm not stupid. You sit there fuming while Mom smiles and nods at the doctor. Dr. Lee thinks you probably have something, but not an infectious disease. Yeah, I could have told you that one, genius. Despite the lack of an infectious disease, she writes you an official doctor's note to excuse you for the amount of school you've been missing. The second the appointment is over, you beeline out the door. Neither of you are happy about the appointment you just had or the money you just spent. You look at the note in your hands, an official excuse to be missing class. The note reads, Infectious Disease Clinic, in bold black letters at the top. It looks intimidating, but you suppose it's effective enough. After missing so much school, you need something to show administration so you don't get expelled. Mom looks at you. You look back at Mom. She squeezes your hand tightly, but her eyes are less bright than they were before. She would never show it, but the constant barrage of doctors is taking a toll on her as well. You can only be treated like a science experiment for so long before you snap. It just seems like no matter how hard you try, there are 1,000 things in the way of finding answers. I just wish things could go back to normal. That you could leave behind the world of doctors and appointments for good. You're just so tired. I'm starting to feel tired too, just playing this. Mom drops you off at school to turn in your doctor's note. It feels like years since you've been here. You wish you were back for good. After dropping off your doctor's note at the front office, you head to the hallway to see if you can find any of your friends. Lo and behold, Sadie is standing right there at her locker, loading books into her bag. I don't feel like tackling her. I don't even know if we have the energy to do that. How about we say hi? You walk up to the locker, trying not to shock her too much. You put on a soft smile. Hi. Sadie turns and breaks into a smile too. Hey stranger, it's been a minute, hasn't it? She slings her backpack over her shoulder and pulls you into a hug. She's a good friend. I was worried you were never going to come back and would just fade into the background, never to be seen again. Which made me wonder what would happen to your locker. Would they auction it off like in Storage Wars, or does it go to the next of kin? Laugh at her bemused face. Man, she hasn't changed at all. Good. It all goes to my parents. Duh, although you could probably steal some stuff before they got to it. I know how much you want my watercolor pencils. I would never, unless you're offering, in which case I would definitely take those off your hands. You both burst into giggles. So now that you are back, we have some catching up to do. You have to hear the hot gossip that Mackenzie is dishing. Your smile falls. Actually, I'm only stopping by today. I got a doctor's note to excuse how much school I've been missing. Sadie deflates. Oh, I just thought... No, it's fine. You take all the time you need, but... What is it? You haven't actually told me what you have. Is it contagious? Is that why you're spending so much time away from school? You don't really want to explain everything to yet another person, but Sadie is your friend. She means well. You launch into a summary of your life since the beginning of fall. The sleeping, the doctors, the pills, the endless number of tests, and how discouraging it all is. How you wish you just had an answer. She nods along without saying anything. Actually, I have an appointment with a doctor that specializes in hormones. They might think of something that will help. Might? Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm just skeptical that anything will help. Maybe it's your diet. When I don't eat enough, I feel tired. That's not really... Or maybe you aren't exercising enough. My mom says young people like us need to run around and tire ourselves out in order to get a good night's rest. Well, drinking water can help the body wake up and be ready for the day. I read that in a self-help guide. You read self-help guides? No, or at least I didn't used to. After you stopped coming to school, I wanted to help, so I read up on some stuff. Oh, she's such a nice friend. I got a book from the library called 1001 Diseases You Could Have and Not Know. She pulls out a textbook from her backpack and shoves it in your hands. It's pretty hefty to be carrying around just in case you saw each other. You can tell that she put in a lot of effort for you, but this isn't really what you wanted to hear after the onslaught of doctors you just visited. Sadie shuffles her weight back and forth. She obviously wants to say something, but is clearly uncomfortable. Actually, Have you heard of psychosomatic symptoms? Your heart drops. Yes, you have. It's basically when you think you're sick, but actually it's all in your head. And, excuse me? I'm not saying that's what you have, but you've been to all of these doctors and they don't know what's wrong. Doctors are smart, they should know things. Right, they should. What if you aren't actually sick? Then you just need to think positive until you get better and things can go back to normal. You stare at Sadie, almost in shock. Think positive? Are you serious? What? Do you think I'm making this up? Do you not believe me, too? I do, but I don't know, I just don't see how you can say you're so sick and yet stand here and... What? Look like you're fine. The words hang in the air for a moment. Tears sting at your eyes. You stare her down for a few seconds before you turn around, walk down the hall, and exit the school. I think she was just worried about us. She meant well. I seem fine? How could she say that after I spilled my heart out to her and let her know what I've been going through? How could she still think that everything is fine? Oh boy. Several days later, you're at another doctor's appointment with Mom. Visiting school took a lot of energy out of you, and this isn't helping. You feel miserable. You've been sitting in this room for a couple of minutes, but honestly, all of these offices are starting to blend together. This lady is an endocrinologist, a hormone doctor. Dr. Jones gave you a referral after your blood results were negative for Lyme disease. Surprise, surprise. The doctor enters the room with a flourish, her red cowboy boots flashing and her dress twirling. You look at her in awe. She sits down and faces you and your mom, smiling brightly. She extends her hand out to you. Hello, my name is Julie. What can I call you? You shake her hand, a bit taken aback by her friendliness. I'm Ray. I'm sick, but I'm not happy about it, so that's why I'm here. That's a cute response. Dr. Julie laughs heartily. You can't help but smile too. She seems nice. Well, your funny bone certainly isn't damaged. Let's start at the beginning and try and get a grasp on what's going on. Well, we believe it started at the beginning of this year with... Actually, Mom, could I hear this part from Ray? It may help me understand it a bit better. You look at her for a second before launching into your own story, eager for her advice and opinions. She looks at you, really looks at you like you're a person, not just some test subject. She listens to your story earnestly. When she has ideas and questions, she doesn't overstep her boundaries. It feels like you're involved in the process, like you have a seat at the table. Okay, I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves, but I have an idea. I have your blood tests from Dr. Jones, and they show high levels of a hormone called cortisol. Do you know what that is? You nod yes, you've heard this before. Dr. Julie continues to explain how some of your symptoms and aspects of your story are typical of a certain illness, one that seems very familiar. These symptoms line up perfectly with what we call Cushing's syndrome. Based on your blood test, I believe that you may have an adrenal tumor on the pituitary gland. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Anyways, that is affecting your hormones. A tumor? Dr. Julie smiles and places a comforting hand on your shoulder. I understand that this seems pretty scary, but an MRI will... No, it's not that. It really wasn't. You couldn't really describe, but you were almost... happy? Cushing's syndrome. Is it treatable? Well, we should confirm that it is what you actually have first, but with treatment it has been found to be completely reversible. You turn to Mom, who is smiling softly at your side. You hug her and she holds you close as tears threaten to fall from your eyes. Well, that's getting kind of emotional. Thank you. Oh, I think we're finally getting somewhere. Dr. Julie walks with you and your mom as you head to the MRI. Hopefully, this will be the last of these exploratory tests. The sun is going down as you open your eyes for the first time today. It's almost peaceful outside your window as you lie in bed. There's a soft knock on your door and Mom opens it slowly. Sweetie? You sit up out of bed, her voice is too soft. She strokes your hair and sighs. Dr. Julie's office just called with some news about the MRI. Oh, I know we both really wanted Dr. Julie to be right. No, I'm sorry, but the scans came back negative for a tumor of any sort. You feel numb, like the world just dropped out from under you and you're floating. You know you're supposed to feel happy, you know you're supposed to be relieved, but in your mind this was your solution. This was your answer. This was going to be the end of seeing all these doctors and getting all of these tests done. The end of being poked and prodded, of being treated like a science experiment, of being less than human. But after everything, after all the hope you got from Dr. Julie, it's just another dead end. This isn't fair. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm a teenager. I should be enjoying life, going to school, and getting in trouble for coming home late. That's what everyone else gets to do. That's what they do on TV. Why can't this just end? Mom leans in to comfort you, but you don't respond. Instead, you stare straight ahead, tears streaming down your face. She gives you some space. Sweetheart, just don't, okay? I hate this. I hate all of this. I just want to go to school and see my friends. I just want to be a normal kid. I just want all of this to be over. Mom reaches out in comfort. Please, I want to be alone. She nods in understanding and rises, but before she leaves, she turns back. We're going to have to stop going to doctors for a little while. We don't have enough money to see anyone else, but I promise we're going to figure out what this is. She shuts the door behind her and you curl into a ball underneath your blankets, letting your sobs overtake your body. You cry until you're absolutely exhausted and you can't even move. It actually, they've done such a good job that I actually do not want to click on Get Up. I don't even want to try that. They've really played with my emotions right now. I don't even want to click on the option of Get Up. I am losing hope myself too.